Hello, everybody. It's time. Time for the Celtic Rain Radio Show, and we are back home. I know. I got a cold. And believe me, I got tested like 3 times, and they tested inside my brain through my nose 3 times. And it's just I've never been so happy that it was just a regular cold in my whole life. Anyways, needless to say, if I cough a little bit, that's why. But, so Celtic Rain Radio Show, we're back home. We're not on the road anymore. I know last week was so crazy because we were on the road. But I'm back with my my little Kaylee Rain and my doctors and my little baby Yoda, because I never remember his real name. And so you guys could just love me for that. It'll be all right, I promise. But yes, so we are here at the Celtic Rain Radio Show. I am so stinking excited. Yes, we are here. If you are not watching on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain, and you can go right down there and subscribe. That way you know exactly when we're going to be coming on, and you guys can be a part of the recording of this show. I know. It's amazing. You guys get to be a part of the show. It's awesome. And then this show is for people who want to get their music out there, for small label or independent artists who play music that is family friendly, meaning that it doesn't make fun of people, doesn't make fun of religions, it doesn't say curse words. And hey, if you have a song that has like 1 curse word in it, do yourself a favor. Make a radio ready version and send it to me. All right? But yeah, if it makes fun of people, then I'm not going to play it. It's just the way it is. But if it's like, you got 1 stupid little curse word in there, you can make a radio ready version real easy. And you need to have that for yourself anyways. I'm just saying. All right. But I use all genres of music. So it doesn't matter what kind of music it is, as long as it's from a small label or independent artist and it is family friendly. Dude, I will play it. I have proven that I will play it because I play everything. And I wanted to say thank you because I put out about every 6 months, I put out, hey, it's time to send your music in. I have gotten so much music because I just did that. And I want to thank everybody who sent music in. I'm still going through the music that's been sent to me. It's pretty amazing. And so we're going to have a really great time listening to that. But if you have music to send me, send it to celticrain777@gmail.com. That way you can get your stuff on the radio. Also, if you have a band that you really like and you think, oh my God, they would be perfect for your show, this is what you have to do. You have to tell them about this show. And they have to send their music, or somebody who represents them has to send their music, or I cannot officially play it. That email gives me permission to play their music. I know, crazy, but it is what it is. But you are listening to the Celtic Rain Radio Show. I cannot wait for you to hear the amazing music that you're going to hear tonight, and you're going to get to know a beautiful, beautiful artist called Brian Henke, and I'm very excited for you to get to know him. So let's go over the songs that we're going to hear first. You guys ready? First, we're going to hear Going Nowhere by Shane Hose. Then we're going to listen to The Paradise Syndrome by 5 Year Mission. Yes, they're the ones who sing songs about Star Trek. That's right, baby. And then you're going to listen to Celtic Rain by Celtic Rain. Yeah, so that's my band, obviously. And yeah, so it's going to be some great music. I cannot wait for you to hear this amazing music. If my computer would just, thank you, computer. Sometimes you have to talk to your equipment and then it listens to you. I know, it's the craziest thing in the whole world, but sometimes it works. It's like talking to plants. I know, it's like talking to plants. You have to talk to it and be like, you're such a good computer. You could do this. I promise. I know. But you guys ready? Here we go.
in panic, 'cause the end might be near. But what do you do when you're afraid of your fear? Is alive inside the machine. Watch for the symptom. It's not always as it seems. But what do you do when the cure is worse than the disease?
Everything's familiar, but it came from somewhere else, uncomplicated. Life was living, life was slow. Wanted to stay, but played it straight and tried to go. Whoa. I never meant to lose myself. Memories up in the sky. Somewhere else it didn't matter. I had you to keep me whole, joining like I never felt before. something to you here in my arms. When you are better, it will be just as it was. Each kiss is as the first here and above. Whoa. And when that sky went dark, you hoped to God. I knew it then, I knew it would be all my fault. When you close your eyes, I hope you're with the life inside, untouchable, and now are quiet as the stars.
The lowest trees receive the rain, the richest lords undo repair. Sting of love bites kings and beggars. Celtic rain crowns in ages past the huntress sought to hunt the beast of legend. Relentless mist would be her fate. In the hills of Wales and Scotland, the stag appeared, but only ever just beyond the huntress reach. Into the midst they plunged with joy.
That was off of our last album, actually, which is pretty awesome. And that was obviously the title track, Celtic Rain, from Celtic Rain's. It wasn't a debut album because we had put out a couple before that, but with everybody in the group for sure. But I have a surprise for you guys. Brian Henke is coming on, and I'm so excited. Hey, Mr. Brian, how are ya?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on. I've been listening to your music and I'm loving it. So, and we had as you saw before, we had Natalie got on there. It was like, "Good evening, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Henke. I met him years ago at a festival," which probably does not surprise you. You probably played at lots of festivals.
Yeah, I've played a lot of festivals.
There you go. I know. I'm like, oh, that's nice. But yeah, so I am really excited to talk to you. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I was just in the studio earlier today. Added another track to the second CD that'll be coming out this year. I've got
Nice.
2 that for sure are going to be released this year, and the third that might get released in the fall. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, we're kind of working on getting in the studio too, so I understand that completely. So I have a question. So are you a solo act, or do you have a band? Do you play with other bands? How does that work?
I'm a solo act, but I can be had.
I understand. You pay me enough, I'll come and sing anything for you.
A part-time job as an electric guitar player for Tuatha Dea.
Oh, nice.
And, so if they need me, I know their stuff and I can sit in with them. And
Wonderful.
It's a lot of fun. I love their music. And it gives me a chance to play electric guitar and be a rocker again. Most of my solo stuff is acoustic stuff, so.
Yeah, that's great. So how long have you been playing music?
I've been playing guitar for 54 years.
Look at you. That's awesome. So tell me, where did it start? What was the beginning of your guitar journey then?
I got my first guitar on my 13th birthday, and I taught myself, and I never stopped. I've known a lot of musicians over the years, and sometimes people will put it down for a few years or more, and I've never put it down. I do this as a full-time living. This is how I
Wow, good for
pay the
you.
bills, such as
Wonderful.
I'm able to pay them. And I consider myself incredibly lucky that I get to do this. I meet so many really nice people as I'm
That's
traveling.
amazing.
And I love the recording
So
process too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's probably I started recording when I think I was 10 or 11 when I first got into the studio, and that process, you either love it or you hate it. And I just fell in love with it. I was just like, I will be doing this for the rest of my life. Yeah, so I understand completely. Completely there with you. So where are you located?
Northeast Ohio, near Cleveland, a town called Bay Village. I'm literally just a couple of blocks away from Lake Erie.
Okay.
Everything, yeah.
Nice. You're getting all the lake effect snow right now. Probably
No,
having
right
fun
now
with
we're
that.
not. It's all going out to the East Coast,
No.
which is great.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Well, hopefully you'll get a little snow in there somewhere. You got to get a little snow in the winter when you
We'll
live
get a
this
lot,
far
I'm
up.
sure. Usually right now we're inundated, but for now, for some reason, we're not.
So, do you play other instruments or just pretty much guitar?
Guitar, that's it. I play electric guitar, I play harp guitar, and 6-string guitar, and I sing. But I don't play keyboards.
Nice.
I don't play trumpet anymore.
You used to play trumpet. That's awesome.
But it was a million years ago, and I was shorter.
Sure. That sounds like Samuel. He's like, I played saxophone. No, was it? Yeah, saxophone in. He's like, in high school. I'm like, you should totally figure out how to play that again because we could so add that into our music. And he's like, yeah, no.
Fortunately, I
we don't
usually
have
don't
enough.
get trumpets in my head when I'm writing music. So
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, you've been playing guitar since you were 13. Did you just always know you wanted to be a musician?
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, I've always known ever since I was the
Yeah.
youngest age, able to think about it. I knew that. I thought that I'd like to be a scientist too. And then when I got older and I realized that it's a little bit of both. So,
Yeah. Well, there is some experimentation that happens in music. So, there you are,
Yeah.
and it is, it can be scientific it's a lot of math. That's for sure. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Very abstract math.
Very abstract math. Exactly. Exactly. Well, that's really awesome. Well, we're going to listen to a song called Captain Time Warp. Tell us about this song.
I got some really great people with me on this. Ginger Doss is doing a lot of the harmonies. She's doing all the tight harmonies on this. And instrumentation is just an acoustic guitar. And then my lead vocal. And then I had some really great singers join me along with Ginger at the end of it to kind of take it into Time Warp land. I thought about this song, and in a lot of ways, I think I was writing about me or my higher
yeah?
self. Yeah. My own view of time is maybe a little warped.
Well, time can be very warped in and of itself.
Yeah. I can see that. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed doing this song, writing it. The guitar part was a lot of fun because it's all just one track. For those of you guitar players out there listening, there aren't any overdubs on the guitar. This is just as it is. And there's no bass, there's no drum. We did add a drum to this. I think it was Sue Belichick from Primal Rhythm and Burning Sage that did the drums on this.
Nice.
So yeah, some good musicians, good singers with me on this, and they really fleshed it out. I tend to want on my solo stuff to want acoustic instruments like flutes and voices and that sort of thing, as opposed to mellotrons and see how it's showing my age, mellotrons. There's a whole lot of people out there. What's a mellotron? But
That's funny.
yeah.
Well, we do have a couple questions. We have one question and one comment. Who built your harp guitar?
The harp guitar, the big harp guitar that I use most of the time, was built by Patrick Podpatic from Madison, Ohio, who unfortunately passed away a little over a year ago. He told me he would never build another one like it, and I guess he meant it. I have another smaller harp guitar that was built by a guy named Dennis Mitchell, and I don't mean Dennis the Menace. And unfortunately, he's gone now, too.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
He's scared to build me harp guitars. So yeah,
You have to find a new harp guitar maker now.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, we also have another comment from Darwin's Prophet says, "Yay,
Oh yeah,
Ginger
Darwin!
Doss."
Yay, Darwin Prophet! Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and Velvet Hammer was just an incredible band, and Ginger Doss and Linda Millard and Darwin were in that band. So
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Well, we're going to listen to this song, and then we're going to have you back on. You're going to dance a little with us. And
Yes.
Darwin's been on this show, so she knows you got to dance. I make you guys.
I've got a friend here who's going to help me dance.
That's right. And then we'll have you back on to talk to you a little later. Sound great?
All right, good.
All right. Awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, yeah, there you go. It's the introduction to Mr. Brian Henke. So awesome. I know. So we are going to listen to Captain Time Warp. And I keep trying to think of the comment, the quote from time is, I want to say irrelevant. That's not the right word. Time is irrelevant. Lunchtime doubly. So people help me out with this. You guys know this one, right? Time is something, lunchtime doubly so, meaning that time is just, it doesn't make any sense anyways, right? So we have that was definitely a I can't even remember the stupid comment. Anyway, and then we have Girl Who Waited for Who Waited is for Doctor Who by Darwin Prophet. Oh, somebody's probably told me what the thing is. Time is an illusion. That is it. Time's an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. That's what I was thinking. Like my brain went there straight when he was talking. Thank you, husband. That's right. Thank you. And then we have Sitting on Top of the World by Philadelphia Phil. That's right. So I cannot wait for you guys to hear all this amazing, amazing music. And my dog just walked in the room. Hello, puppy. But here we go. You guys ready? Let's do it.
On the sea, Captain Time Warp, floating on waves of time and time again. Sail on forever now. Sail on. Light and sound vibrations, dance and sing all sensations that we feel. Sail on forever now. Sail on, Captain Time Warp, on and on and on. make it a good one. Hear the silent screaming morning for what can never be. The me that is she, who sleeps where kindness keeps, killing the bereaved. You would save me from the girl who waited for the Lord of time and space, Savior of the human race, who left me in this place. Some things time cannot erase. That stupid face is beautiful. I'm the girl who waited with the last centurion, my melody to river song. I am right when I belong, by your side when things go wrong. You can always call me, come along. I'm the girl who waited with the Lord of time and space, Savior of the human race, who left me in this place. Something's left not erased. That stupid face is beautiful. I'm the girl who waited with the last centurion, my melody to river song. I am right where I belong, by your side when things go wrong. You can always call me, come along. Come along. Come along.
Was in the spring on a sunny day when my good gal left me, Lord, she went away. But now she gone, now don't worry, I'm sitting on top of the world. Then she called me up from down in El Paso, said, come back, Daddy, Lord, I miss you so. But now she gone, now don't worry, I'm sitting on top of the world. Mississippi River weren't so deep and wide, see my baby on the other side. But she gone, now don't worry, sitting on top of the world. Ashes to ashes, baby, dust to dust. Show me a woman that you think you can trust, and she'll be gone but don't worry, we're sitting on top of the world. In the spring on a sunny day, when my good gal left me, Lord, she went away, but now she gone. I don't worry, I'm sitting on top of the world.
Mr. Philadelphia Phil there, and some Darwin's Prophet. Darwin's Prophet was really awesome. She put a few comments in about her song. I was really happy to see that. She said, FYI, on Girl Who Waited, the trumpet is played by Eric Ward. There you go, guys. I know, pretty awesome, right? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. Both Darwin's Prophet and Mr. Philadelphia Phil and several others, I'm locking down the people right now that are going to be on my my 1 year birthday party celebration for this show. I know it's kind of crazy, but the second Tuesday, and I've got a dog. You can see through the ears and the nose right here. Yeah, thank you. It's going to be a 1 year anniversary for this show. The second Tuesday in February. So I'm trying to get on several guests. And we're just going to talk about, they're each going to have 2 songs. Everybody's going to be together. They're going to talk about their songs and have a great time. It's going to be a really great show. It's going to be a party. A party, baby. A party. Anyways, so that right there, that was Mr. Philadelphia Phil. Pretty awesome, right? Well, if you are watching on Facebook or anywhere else besides YouTube, you should go to YouTube and go to youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain and go ahead and subscribe. That way you know when we are actually on, and you can get on there and put up your comments, and I'll be able to put them in the show. You can be a part of the show. It's really awesome. But we do have another set of music. We're going to listen to a song called Dear Jesus. Now, I wrote this back in college and recorded this with a group. And remember last week we were talking about with Samuel that every 80s and 90s, there's always that saxophone solo, so sexy. I actually do have a saxophone solo in this. So needless to say, this is my one song I wrote with a saxophone solo. But it's a friend of mine that actually went to college with me. It's pretty awesome. But anyway, so this is called Dear Jesus. It's a letter to Jesus. It's pretty awesome. And then I have a song called Moon Song that we're going to listen to by El Troubadour. And then we're going to listen to Scratch My Door by Victor Sierra. That's just so funny. Because they just don't seem like the kind of people that would sing Scratch My Door. But I'm sure it's not exactly the way I'm picturing it in my head. I'm just going to put that one out there. But you guys ready for some amazing music? All right, here we go.
Dear Jesus, first off I love you. You have called and chosen me. Thank you for knowing what I need and always looking out for me. There's so much that I don't understand, and so much you've laid in front of me. But I give you my mind and will. Do what you please. those virtuous people around me. You have placed them in my life to show me and teach me Jesus. And when they say glory, oh Lord, we lift you up on high. I know they know every word they say impacts my life. They help build in me a fortress, create in me a love that lasts a lifetime. Eternity seems like forever. So show me your love. And one day I know that you will build in me your kingdom. Until then, just keep on, and I will give you my life. Won't you build in me a fortress, create in me a love that lasts a lifetime. Eternity seems like forever. So show me your love. Your humble servant. P.S. I love you.
In the blink of an eye, the stars fall from the sky, and the seven suns dance upon the midnight. In the blink of an eye. If the stars had a voice, they would speak their desire and send the seven ships to the edge of the sky. If the stars had a voice, if the voice were a wind, it would sing in the sails of the seven ships. It would follow the falling stars, it would sing for the dancing suns. this wind song the moon glows brighter in memory until it fills all the night sky. In this wind song the moon.
Victor Sierra is like crazy awesome. Okay, as they're playing that, my cat's over there scratching my couch up, and I'm like, stop it! You could scratch my door, not my couch. And you want to see something? Let's see if I can do this, because the dog is literally right here. All right, so come here. Let's see if I can get his head in there. I can get up here for a second, and get up, and get up. Oh, there he is, my big monster. It's because I have salami. That's literally why. It's not because he loves me. He does love me, I think. Anyways, but we get Brian back. Brian G. Henke. Awesome. Let me just take that out and say, hey, Brian. How are you?
I'm good.
You like my monster? This is my monster.
Yes, I do. Yes.
He's my Falcor. He's my white luck dragon. That's right. Thank you. He's a mess. That's what he is. He's a big old mess because he thinks, but Mom, you're supposed to be giving me salami right now. And I'm like, dude, you're not even supposed to be in here. So there you go. Stinking dog. Do you have animals?
Yes, 2 cats, and they live outside. They're feral. But
they're like, you think you have
Yes.
us, but really we have you.
Yeah, I mean,
you. That's really
captured
sweet.
them. I took them into the APL, got them fixed, got all their shots. So that they got the little notches in the ear. They're considered neighborhood cats, but in the neighborhood, we're the ones that feed them. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But they won't.
I understand.
They like living outside.
Nice. Yeah, let them. As long as they're fixed and not making babies, who cares?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so you said you get to do music full time, which is pretty awesome. So you write a lot of your own music, correct?
Yeah, almost entirely everything. Yeah.
There you go. So what do you do? So what is it? How's that process? What inspires you when you're writing a song?
Well, I'm always inspired. Sometimes I'm just sitting thinking of a song or thinking of something in the air, and I'll get words or a melody that comes to me, or I'll pick up the guitar and a certain chord will hit me a certain way, and before you know it, I'm working on a tune. And sometimes, an hour and a half later, the song is done, and sometimes 3 days later, it's done. But I'm inspired by everything, and I write probably too much because I can't remember it all, and it's hard to even keep up with recording it. That thing that artists talk about, writer's block, I've never happened. never had writer's block.
There you go. It
It's
just kind of
always-
flows out.
Yeah, it's kind of just being an open conduit to the universe, so that it all comes through me, and I've never really learned how to shut that off very good. I'm trying right now to write so I can get these albums done, but I know it won't last much longer. And one of these days, I'm just going to sit down with the guitar and I'll just have to write something.
Right. So what is your process normally when you're doing that? When you're starting to write a song and you've been inspired by something, what is your process normally?
Well, usually starts with some sort of guitar chord, and then the melody and the words come together. And I will change melodies according to what the words are a lot of times, because the melody and the words are one to me.
Yeah.
And it's really, really important that they flow out naturally. It's kind of like I tell people, it's like if you want to sing, you're singing the word high, and it's like, go high. You want to sing low. It's kind of like that. It's having the melody help describe the words without straying too far from whatever your hooks are. And then changing things and making things bigger. And I know all the songwriting rules, and I'm not afraid to break them either. I go where the song tells me it wants to go. So that's
absolutely
the process. That's the process.
Absolutely. Well, when they, you go through college, I went through college, music college, and they teach you, these are the rules, and they're meant to be broken. So,
Exactly.
But you break them correctly. Make sure that there are ways to break them that makes the song so much better, and then there's ways to break them that makes the song not so great. And so, it's like, okay, learning a lot of that is just a lot of ear training. It's a lot of
Right.
just knowing, sitting down and really knowing your instrument well enough to know that if I strum this, it's going to be totally different than if I strum that. Or if, I put a 11th chord in there, it's going to make that feeling, that certain feeling happen. Do I want this to be jazz, or do I want this to be blues, or do I want this to just, really just melodically sing, And so, I think for me, process is probably I love hearing people's processes because it shows the personality of the person, and it's like, okay, yeah, some people are real eclectic and it's never the same thing the same time, but other people have a specific way of doing things, and it really shows their personality, in their process. Really digging
Right.
deep. Okay, for this song, it's calling for this, so I went here. That kind of
Right.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I when I did strictly instrumental music, which I did for about 10 years, I would a lot of times soak up my atmosphere wherever I was. If I was on top of a mountain, I'd be, feeling that. Or if I was sitting on a picnic table in the park, I'd be feeling that. And so once in a while, I would have a arranged destination, something I was trying to describe, and I'd go with that, like a movie soundtrack. Um, but that was the instrumental stuff. The vocal stuff is different because I'm communicating more directly. It's not as open to interpretation as instrumental music. Um, so I guess all the processes are different and it changes, but it's all the same. It all rises up from, I call it the light of dreams. What is the light that makes you be able to see your dreams? That's where the music comes from.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. So, what do you think in your music? What do you think some of the influences in your life are? Who's influenced you the most?
It's not a matter of a who, it's everything. I mean, I could say that, other musical artists have influenced me musically. I mean, the Beatles, the Who, Pink Floyd, guitar players like Phil Keaggy, Michael Hedges, and a lot of my friends. I'm friends with some of the best guitar players on earth, and we get together and do shows sometimes. Um, that way, I know no matter how good I think I am, there's always somebody next to me that can do something that I can't do. And I've been playing for 54 years, but I'm still a student. I'm still learning, and I learn from everybody around me. And this craft of songwriting, this art of songwriting and instrumental composition is something that I'm still working with. I'm still learning. Um, and I love songwriting. I love writing music. It's fulfilling in a way that it's hard to describe. And I mean, it's hard for me to stop. And I always shake my head when people tell me I've got writer's block. I haven't been able to think of anything in a while. I'm like, just let it come. Just open yourself up to it. It's kind of like we can all open up our arms. We just got to open up your heart and let it come in. And I've always been able to do that. Always.
That's awesome. So, who do you think some of your favorite people to play with have been? You have all these beautiful friends.
Oh God, there's so many, and I'm going to wind up leaving a bunch of really, really good ones out because I can't remember them all. But hopefully they'll forgive me. Ginger Doss, Linda Millard, Maven Stone, Tuatha Dea, and there's so many, Mama Gina Lamont, so many great, great guitar players. I used to work with Pete Hutlinger a lot. Unfortunately, he passed. He worked with John Denver and John Oates and Leanne Rimes and all those kinds of folks. The Night Travelers, James McKinney, James is probably the best banjo player that ever lived. He was Bela Fleck's teacher. Kind of give you an idea. I really have been I work with some of the best musicians in the world, and they send me files, via the internet, like a Dave the Bard, and Spiral Dance from Australia have sent me things in. So I just been very lucky. So many incredible musicians, that come to me and are willing to do things on my songs, and when we are lucky enough to get together at a festival, we cram together really fast to learn songs so that we can play together on stage too, which is always fun.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love doing that. We play a lot of festivals and a lot of Renaissance fairs, and it's just always like, hey, what do you know? What do you know? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that together. Hey, this is in the key of, yeah, come on, let's go. And it's just a lot of fun just to just jump on stage with each other. So much fun. Well, we're gonna listen to another song called "Fairy King and the Miller's Daughter." Tell me about this song.
This will be on my next album, which will hopefully be out and at least done within about a month or so. This is me on acoustic guitar and lead vocal, and then Maven Stone plays harp, and she's one of the harmonizers. And Sharon Knight, is on this. Mama Gina Lamont, Vicky Scotti from Hecate's Wheel, and it was a lot of fun producing this, mixing everything together. There's one point where Vicky Scotti is singing the exact same notes as the flute that Linda Millard was playing, and it sounds like a human voice flute thingy. I mean, it's kind of subtle. It's in the background, but I had a lot of fun. And if you're wondering what it's about, it's a fairy tale. It's about the fairy king and falling in love with the miller's daughter, and then they float away on the wind to their honeymoon, and they're forever whatever. So that's what it's about.
That's wonderful. So yeah, Maven played with Celtic Rain for a little while. So we had the pleasure of having her in our band for just a little while and having a lot of fun with her. She's a blast to play with. A blast.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna listen to the songs and dance a little bit more, and then we'll have you back. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Sounds great. Well, guys, there you go. Some awesome stuff, Brian Henke. We are going to listen to Fairy King and the Miller's Daughter by Brian Henke. And then we're going to listen to a tribute to Sydney Lamont by Bradford Ray Bailey. And then we're going to listen to Deja Poo instead of Deja Vu. I think that's funny. By Doug Fox. And so we're going to have some amazing, amazing music. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear this gorgeous music. Here we go.
Fairy king and miller's daughter, dancing with the clouds, in a song of wind on water, as the willow bows. Spirit, lamp away. In between sun and shadow, you can see them dance. Oak and flower in the garden, spinning in a trance. Spirit, them away forever and a day. The fairy king and miller's daughter on their wedding day, sighing wind and children's laughter, a wedding of the fae. Spirit, them away.
I'm telling you, there's nothing like a little bit of deja vu. I'm sorry, that's just so funny. I can't help it. That cracks me up. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm gonna use that forever now. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's no longer deja vu. It's now deja vu. Forever. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, we have Brian Henke back. Hey.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing
Nothing like
great.
a little deja vu. Just saying.
Yeah, deja vu. Yeah.
Oh, it cracks me up so much. So tell us, where can we find your music, my dear?
You can find me at reverbnation.com / Brian Henke. And there's a whole lot of music there that you can download for free. And streaming is free there. And I hope to get a Bandcamp page up very soon. And my instrumental music is available through cdbaby.com. My vocal stuff is not yet. I'm not quite sure how I want to put all that out there at this point in time. But I've got all these albums coming up here, so I'm going to have to make up my mind pretty soon. And of course, anywhere that I'm playing, and if people want to, I've had people order CDs from me, at Facebook. Come to me and say, hey, I'd like to do that, and send me a check and whatever. Yeah, I am willing to sell my music.
Yeah, so are you going to be performing?
Yeah, I've got some festivals already booked for sure this year. The first festival coming up will be in Florida at Trees of Avalon Gathering. With some really great musicians are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's the beginning of April. The exact dates I don't have in my head. They will be listed on my Reverb Nation page, though. And in June, I will be at Pagan Unity Festival in our Puff in near Nashville, Tennessee. And in July, for certain, we'll be at Starwood in Southern Ohio. That's always a blast. And beyond that, I'm still booking. And of course, there will be other things filling up. The pandemic has changed things and made it a lot more difficult to book. During 2020, I was hardly working anywhere. It was kind of tough, but I wrote a lot of songs. So
I think that's the way it was for a lot of us. A lot of us weren't working, but we
I
were
wrote a lot of
writing a lot of songs.
a lot of songs.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you go into the cave and you're like, ooh, I have all this music that I didn't have time to write. Now I do. I was like, and now it's time. Now it's time to start just writing music like crazy. Yeah, I know we did that, and now we're performing quite a bit, but it's out at different places. We're starting to get festivals now too, which is quite nice. Getting booked, so that's really, really nice. I understand that completely. So we are going to listen to another song. It's going to be called Morgan, Queen of the Ravens. Tell us about this song.
Well, this is from the Raven King album. There's not a lot of other musicians on this. Sue Belichick played some drums, very, very simple drums on this particular one. Lynn Sanders of Burning Sage did some really cool vocals on this, and Boris Dobran played some flute, Native American flute, at the very beginning. And other than that, it's just acoustic guitar, one track, and one track of my vocals. Morrigan is a Celtic goddess, and a lot of people think of her as the goddess of war. And I got to thinking about it, if what if she was human at one time? What would have led her to be, where she was? And that's the viewpoint I took on it, and how foolish we human beings are, fighting and killing each other all the time. So that was my take on it. And again, this is from the Raven King album.
That is amazing. Well, you do a little more dancing with us, and then we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so very, very much for being on the show. I've had a blast getting to know you.
Me too.
It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun. And when that new music comes out, you get it to me, and I'll make sure we get that played for sure.
I will.
For sure. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, he's going to come back and do a little dancing with us. But we're going to say goodbye for right now. Bye. Well, guys, yeah, I have to say, I'm a bit of a Morgan fan, so that's just me. But, so I was like, ooh, I like the name. So, oh, we have a comment. There's a comment. I love this song. I know, right? I love this song, too. I'm so excited. So, needless to say, we're going to listen to Morgan, Queen of the Ravens by Brian Henke. Then we're going to listen to Navsegda, which means forever, by Monoplan. And then we're going to listen to Victim by Fool the Masses. And then we're going to listen to When the Rain Has Fallen by Ohikata. And I'm glad we're ending with Ohikata because I miss my Ohikata. So it has been an amazing show, and it's just a little bit more beautiful music. Here we go.
They burned her fields of flowers bare and planted gravestones everywhere. The wheel of life and death will turn. Will these foolish mortals ever learn? Morrigan, send your ravens in the night, fly these warriors to the light. Morrigan, queen of the ravens, Morrigan, queen of the ravens in the dark. Queen of the ravens, Morrigan, queen of the ravens in the dark. The rose is thorn upon my heart.
Плен бетонных стен, рваный ветер грязных улиц, словно кровь из вен. Мы ушли и не вернулись. Нас как будто нет. Это странно, но не больно. Now that the rain is here, these lessons I've been taught, recalling all of my fears, find a laugh at the thought. For all that I was worried about was simply just for naught. All of my life I've waited to dream the fall of the rain will wash me so clean. Since melt away and they'll burn me again. The fall of the rain on my veins will end. All of my life I've waited to dream the fall of the rain will wash me so clean. Since melt away and they'll burn me again. The fall of the rain on my veins will end.
I'm telling you, look at those, just awesome. They're just awesome. Well, guys, I do want to remind you guys, because every once in a while one gets through, because I listen to all of the songs, not all the way through, and every once in a while one gets through and I'm like, oh crap, that had a bad word in it. So I had to pull the song. That's why it went a little wacko on that other song. So reminder But if you want to send us music, you can send it to CelticRain777 at gmail.com. But it has to be from a small label or independent artist, and it has to be family friendly, meaning don't make fun of people. Don't make fun of people groups. Don't make fun of religions. Don't curse. And if you have cursing in your songs, just take them out. Like, make a radio ready version. Everybody will love that better. Anyway, so I'm just saying. It does prove that you are much more intelligent if you can tell somebody off without cursing. Just an idea. All right, just a lot bigger vocabulary. There you go. Just might be an idea out there for you. But we did have an amazing time with Mr. Henke. Thank you so very much for coming on the show. It was so much fun.
Thanks for having me. What did you think of my dancer?
I loved your dancer.
You mentioned
Best
dancing.
dancer ever.
I'd bring up Chip, He left his buddy
I loved
Dale
your
back.
dancer.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. When that music comes out, you send that to me and we'll make sure we play that, okay?
You got it soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys go on over to youtube.com/C4channel/Celtic Rain and go and subscribe. That way you know when we are recording these. They are recorded live, but then you can share them with whomever you want to. They are there forever. It's YouTube. It's the internet. It's there forever. I know. If you want to send music, you can send it to CelticRain777 at gmail.com, and we will get that music on. Just remember, has to be from a small label or independent artist and has to be family friendly. We are the Celtic Rain Radio Show, and we thank you so very much for coming and being a part with us today. We cannot wait to see you next week. It's going to be so amazing, and we thank you so much, and we say good night.